Next, I would like to invite Ms. Sucheta Acharya, the CEO of Sucheta Enterprises India.
Thank you so much, GCPIT, the entire team, and I'm really honored to be part of this great platform as well as receive the award today. The GCPIT is more than platform; it's kind of a family. And when I was going through bad patches in life recently, even Mr. Santosh, Aparna, everybody stood behind me and kind of like encouraging me. And really, I'm really thank you for choosing me for this award. Uh, what I started, I started this Sucheta Enterprises 4 years back, and what I am now is just a single woman army, I would say. I just hired one lady that's a single mother. She was a single mother, and today I have so many of them. I'm making indirectly 250 lives impacted through this work. And that's just within a very small short span of time. But apart from that, when I started this, actually I never thought that this would become so big. I always say that this is not my success story, but the individual person in my team is a success story. So this is always I keep on saying and telling people. So just interview them; they will feel high about themselves. As Dr. Hines said, this is about making them confident, making them stand up on their own, and making them feel powerful about them is what all about the leadership is. And taking the first step is the best thing I have done in my life towards this journey. Thank you so much again, Team GCPIT. I'm really honored to be part of this entire platform. Thank you so much.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are joining us from. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, or GCPIT, is proud to welcome you to the special interview series in connection with Global Emerging Leaders Awards 2022. I'm Aparna Kumar, the Global Co-Chairperson of GCPIT and your host for the show. Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade is an organization based in India, South Africa, US, UK, and UAE with board and council member representation across the world. We at GCPIT believe in fostering leadership across different levels. Recently, we have been reflecting on the significance of perspective in our role as leaders. When we advance from being an individual contributor to a leader, our perspective starts changing. We gain access to new information, have conversations with new people, and think about things in ways we didn't have to before. These changes or learnings have immense power, and we believe that this interview series will help us and many aspiring future leaders to gain new perspectives, especially global perspectives from these emerging leaders. Today, we have with us such a leader to tell us about her perspectives on leadership while leading her venture. She is an entrepreneur with a social bent, a go-getter, and a continuous learner. We have with us Ms. Sucheta Acharya, a first-generation entrepreneur, a thoughtpreneur, so to say, with innovation and concept. She is the founder of Baby Prince and the managing director of Sucheta Enterprises. She personally believes that any progress and development has to have one human face to it and also another one that supports the nature around us. Congratulations, Ms. Sucheta, for being nominated for the Emerging Leaders Awards. We are proud to have you with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Aparna. Thank you for the nice introduction of mine. Thank you so much for having me here and nominating me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love the concept about Baby Prince and how you care for nature while running your venture. Though I read your profile in detail, I would like to know more from you. How did all this begin? What is your background and what are you currently doing?
By education, actually, I'm BTech Computer Sciences, IT, and MBA Finances. I was working at Mumbai as a financial analyst with a MNC, and but then like I had to shift to Hyderabad to take care of my mother-in-law, and being a woman, I just couldn't, stop taking care of the family, because that's the first responsibility for any woman, I would say. And my kids were just 1 year and 4 years old by then. And when I shifted back to Hyderabad, I found myself completely involved in the family activities, and there was no time to take care of my career as such. And I was just like, it went on for 3-4 years, and suddenly I realized that now I must do something, at least to show my kids that a full-time housewife or homemaker can still be a career woman. So I started making a few clothes for my babies, and just to add some creativity in my life, and a few of the beddings and the beautiful beddings with the pure cotton, organic cotton, and all these things. So people started liking those things. I started gifting them. Then suddenly one of my friends asked me to start a business out of this. And that particular statement by a friend, I actually took it very seriously and started this baby prints. Even the name was given by my elder daughter. She was around 9 years by then. And I hired one woman who was actually suffering because of domestic violence, and was staying with her mother, and her mother was desperately looking for some kind of job for her, and that job I offered to her, and it was kind of a mutual benefit we were adding to each other, because she was good at her work, I was like paying her, and then we got really a very good bonding. And I bought 2-3 machines initially. The entire investment at that time in 2017 was around 40,000 only, and and then I started making the pets. But frankly, I didn't get any clients here, because of the quality of the material I was using. The prices were high, and people in India by then were talking about the organic food, and they were not talking about the organic beddings for the babies and kids. So I thought this idea won't be working at India as of now. So I need to wait here. I was much ahead of the time here. So I came to know about one international trade exhibition in US. So I thought I should give it a try. I literally approached my parents and asked them to take care of my kids, and arranged for the visa and all. So I immediately got the visa. I prepared few of the products for that particular exhibition, and that's how it started. When I went there, all my products were sold, because it was a huge burden financially on me also, because I didn't take any money from anybody, any family member. So it was my own money, and I thought that I should recover that money. So in very first day, actually, my entire products were sold, and my racks were literally empty. And I was too happy. But then the next challenge was to get a buyer. So I started negotiating, started calling the people who bought products from me. And after 3-4 days, I got a call from one of the person, and he was American basically, not NRI and all. So I was very happy, and I thought that, and we had a meeting at the hotel I was staying, and then I invited him to take a look at our infrastructure back home. So he traveled back home, he saw the infrastructure. He told me that I need to scale up. He paid me the advance towards my first, consignment, and that was the biggest help I think I got ever. And I took that money, immediately scaled up the business, and started. And then after that, I never looked back. So that's how I started.
That's an amazing journey. I can totally understand, especially as a woman, I can understand your journey and the excitement when somebody supports us. I totally understand. Since you were working, since you are working on the global market, if you had to pick 4 or 5 words or short phrases to describe how a successful leader in a global environment operates or behaves, what would they be?
I would say, first of all, having that vision. That's very important. Second thing is determination. You should be determined to reach out to that particular vision. And third is the persuasion. You need to be very persuasive to, only the determination will not work. So taking the steps, how they define the Kaizen and all. So taking even though those are baby steps, taking the step further towards that vision, towards that goal is very important. So I would say it's kind of a vision, then determination and persuasion. And that's what I did, I think.
Thank you so much. I can really see that in your energy. And how would you describe the differences in the organizational culture between a global environment and a more local or regional environment?
First thing I had noticed is in terms of the business, actually, I had noticed that the payment terms and the kind of the agreement in the foreign market we make, it's wonderful actually. And that we do not find generally in domestic market. And I think anywhere in any domestic market, you won't find those, not only in India, but internationally, those agreements and those payments are really very perfect. That's the first thing. The second thing is when we are the supplier for the global market, we go up to that extra mile to prove yourself and prove the quality and stand for yourself and see that nobody rejects your product in the international market. And I'm proud to say that for so many years in so many international markets, none of my consignments actually came back. And we had appointed a quality consultant by the buyer himself, and who used to check our products, packed products. He used to randomly, open up and check, and then he used to pick up X factory. So that was added advantage for me. So, and that's how the quality actually was maintained by us.
That's amazing to know. And how is your company's purpose evolving as years go by?
Yeah, actually, my target was never in terms of the turnover. My target was, since I was coming from the corporate background, my husband was very well placed, and earning the money was never, the goal of starting this entire thing. The goal was to give, the support system to the single mothers. And that's what we did actually during 4 years of our business before the pandemic started. In fact, we gave employment opportunities to a lot of women, directly or indirectly. Actually, I could make a difference in 250 single mothers' life. So, and I was happy with doing that. And moreover, my parents were very proud of that. And that's why I was more happy, in fact.
That's great to know. I saw on your LinkedIn also you have written supporting single mothers.
Yeah.
And what do you think about digitalization? How should companies approach digitalization?
Yeah, digitalization is something. It's it is must in this during this time actually, at least, because that's the easiest way you reach to your clients. We had the website. The way I use that digitalization, I'll explain you those things. We were actually the members of some B2B portals all over the world. And along with that, we took the support of logistics systems also. There were like a few of the digital platforms which were providing us the logistics systems also. So frankly, like having the third party support system in our business was really helpful, and that we could achieve only because of having our digital presence. So though we were not having very high-fi websites and very beautiful websites and all those things, but yes, the figures actually spoke for us. Our figures, our history really spoke for us. The quality itself spoke for us. So having the digital presence is very important. Having the third party consultation through the digital media or through the digital world is also very important. the first client actually visited my factory, but later on, none of the clients actually visited my factory. So that's what I think is the biggest achievement for me. So without having them physically at my place, at my factory, I could, do the business with them. So that was just because of the digitalization, I think.
That's great to know. And what was the most challenging difference in leadership or culture that you had to understand and overcome in a globalized economy?
At global level, creating a team which can face that particular environment at a global level was a bit challenging for me. Not because there is a shortage of talent, but since I was supporting the single mothers and all my team members were single mothers, the way I had to teach them, I had to train them. There actually I felt it a bit difficult to make them understand what is their requirement, make them learn their the language and their slang. In fact, I'm sorry, but their language, in fact, and their tone of talking, all those things. So that's the only problem I faced. But otherwise, I think I really love working in international market, like getting associated with many people, knowing the legal procedures over there, knowing the quality constraints over there. We always updated ourselves with different kind of certifications. So getting to know all these requirements at our side was also like quite interesting for me. But the challenge itself was, training my team was a bit difficult because the way I wanted to support the single mothers, that was the only thing.
I think that's an amazing thing you are doing. And what different perspectives do you bring to the business as a leader with all these global experiences?
Okay. See, the first thing is, as a leader, they say that the leader should not be it, and the leader should take the entire team along with her or him. So this is what I try. When I visited the second international exhibition, I made sure that I'll take my senior most woman who was working with me, along with me, and she was so happy to come internationally and watch the things internationally. So this is how I take care of the things when I have the meetings with clients, international clients. I ask my team, the senior team of my company, to sit along with me and understand how we are talking, how we are dealing with them, and how they are dealing with us, how they are responding us, and all these things. So preparing the second line of the company, I started doing it right now, and they are picking up the sense. The woman actually, that's the biggest challenge I think I'm having. I have those kind of employment with me, so that is the biggest challenge I'm having. But slowly, actually, we are improving on that part also. So this, I think, is the biggest thing as a leader I'm doing for at international levels also.
Yeah, since you mentioned about the senior leadership, what advice would you give to someone who has taken a senior leadership role to be more impactful in the role they have taken up?
The first thing I would say is they should come up with the new ideas. They should, shouldn't be afraid of what the promoters or what the CEO or the managing director will talk about their idea, what they feel about their ideas. They should come forward and put the ideas in front of the senior management. The second thing I would say is they should be capable of implementing those ideas, and they should think of the outcomes of the implementation of those ideas also. And the third thing is they should always have that vision of taking or leading the company or leading the organization from front. So these are few of the qualities I think a person, if is trying to or she is trying to reach at the senior position, must acquire, must possess.
And when you go to the global arena, are there any training or resources such as coaching or mentorship to help you be better, or is it just a lot of practice?
Not really, but I definitely make it a point that I have a good talk with my husband, because since he's coming from a senior position and he has been like quite well versed with the international markets and all. So whatever training, whatever guidance I take, I seek from him. I take few of the things I pick from him, and then I go ahead. So he's the only guide and mentor to me.
That's great to hear. That's something which everybody may not get. As you said, you are supporting a lot of single mothers, so they may not get. And I think that's amazing what you're doing to them. And are these, you just mentioned your husband is your biggest support, but are there resources available to the broader leadership team within the ecosystem which they can learn from?
Yeah, actually, why not? See, when we have a discussion, when I have a discussion, my husband actually doesn't stay at Hyderabad. He stays somewhere else, and I take care of the family at Hyderabad. So when he comes, actually, I make it a point that the entire senior team of my organization sits along with him and takes the cue from what we are discussing. So though they may not be participating directly in the entire discussion, they actually take notes of what we are talking. And when he leaves, we discuss all those noted points, and then I explain them, this is how it is done and this is how it is not done. So not done is also, very important in few of the cases. So this is how we train with my mentor coming on board.
That's amazing to know. That's something new for me also. Calling them and they're taking notes and you are having discussion. That's amazing, I think. And what have you learned from leading in this crisis? We all know that pandemic has affected businesses globally. So what were your lessons from this crisis?
Yeah, the very first thing is the humanity is the most important thing than anything else in the world. Actually, if our friends, our society stays alive, then everything is fine. And for me, my team was most important thing. When the pandemic struck, we had to close our factory, and that was the worst thing happened to us. But since our team was all of them were single mothers, they were completely dependent on me and the salaries given by the company. So I thought that I shouldn't do any kind of injustice to them. So we started paying them, we continued paying them 50% of the salaries throughout those 2 years of lockdown. And thankfully, the entire team was back when we started it again. So that was the first thing. Apart from that, actually, as a organization, we started distributing food, the clothes, and all those things like others were doing. But I would also like to mention one very important thing here. When the pandemic struck and many people actually lost their job, there were few housewives coming to me and telling about, they don't have anything to eat and all. So giving the food to them to eat was not the solution on that. They had to have some kind of income source. So that was more important. So generating the income source for those families whose income was gone. So what I did was I asked those women to come together, and I asked them what are their skills, and according to their skills, I facilitated a few things for them and started the production at my own house. Actually, they started producing along with the whatever they could, and then we started selling those products through our social media platforms, and I took help of the young girls who were like going to colleges by then, and again like they were sitting at home after taking the admission in the college, so they were free. So I asked them to promote these products through their social media platforms. And actually this particular system of making the products by these women housewives, promoting them by the young girls, and then getting them delivered by the husbands of those women who actually lost their job, getting them delivered by those people, taking the permission from the police station for them to get it delivered, and have the permission to travel all over the city. So this particular system I could set up during that time, and I think that was the best thing I have done during the pandemic. And the all those blessings actually count, and that's what I believe in. And so this is how we actually overcome, and many of them along with me overcome the lockdown and the pandemic situation.
That's amazing. Actually, yeah, I totally agree with you. All these blessings come multifold back, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Whatever issue we have shared is really, really inspiring. And since you are supporting single mothers, I don't have to ask you about inclusion, but how do you promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace as a leader?
Yeah. See,
you can share your journey so that you can inspire others as well to do this. That's why I asked this question.
Yeah. See, I always worked with men during my corporate journey, and throughout my career. And when I came back and saw the challenges taking care of the family, like even the kids, the older mother-in-law, and everyone without the support of husband and all. So that was very, I started thinking that was very difficult. I started thinking there should be some support system for a woman, wherein she can, which can help in taking care of the family as well as pursuing her own career. But doing that, actually, while I was thinking on those things, I saw many domestic helps actually going through the domestic violence and all these things. A few of them actually got divorced, and a few of them like lost their husbands and all. So I thought, hey, let me help out this section of people, this section of women who really need, and they were doing that domestic service at every household to help their kids having a better education, so that they need not go through what they have gone. So this particular thought actually picked up in my mind, and I started employing those people. And like first I got, then second lady, I had to really search who is single mother in and around the society I was staying. And then like slowly the people started reaching out to me. They started telling me that we know such women, so please employ her, and all that. It actually got streamlined automatically. So this is how we started, and this is actually a gap in the society I thought I was filling in, because when a man works, he works for himself as well as for the family. But when a woman works, she works only for the family. That's what I observed. And this particular gap of imbalance was there in the society, working woman and working men imbalance. So that had to overcome, and I think I made my bit into it. So
I think you are doing an excellent job in that, and I know that you are supporting women entrepreneurs through various organizations pan India as well. And before closing, what would you like to advise the entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs who are dreaming to be successful in the global market?
I would definitely like to tell them that see, if you have the responsibility at home, that doesn't mean that you cannot go ahead, step out of the house and reach higher goals. So it's all what you dream of. It all about how determined you are, and it's all about how you are moving ahead to pursue those goals. So don't get really disheartened when you have the responsibilities. So everything has got the solution, and you can still go ahead in global markets.
Thank you so much, Sucheta, for joining us today and sharing your perspective on leadership. I think whatever you have shared is really inspiring for other women entrepreneurs and leaders who are looking to grow their business to a global level. And I know that you are supporting a lot of entrepreneurs, as I mentioned. And as you said, if you want to be a global leader, or if you want to be successful in the global arena, you should have a huge vision, and you should have the determination to take this vision forward, and persuasion is also very, very important. And I think, as you mentioned, humanity, it's not, I think it's the biggest thing. Humanity is the greatest thing in the world. I think you have got a huge heart. Keep doing the same, and God bless you for whatever you are doing. And we hope this discussion today,
Thank you so much,
like
Aparna. Thank you so much, for having me here.
And we hope this discussion today would be helpful for many aspiring future leaders to gain new perspectives and climb the success ladder and become good leaders, I would say. Thank you so much once again, Sucheta. And as you know, we are on a huge mission.
I would like to thank JCPIT, also such a wonderful platform across the world, helping so many entrepreneurs. And, Mr. Santosh, actually, he personally takes care of each and every person on JCPIT to bring them forward on the platform and promote their business and promote them on the platform. It's very, very encouraging, actually. It's a beautiful platform. And Aparna, you are so sweet, actually. I really like you. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, JCPIT.
Thank you so much for your kind words. And that's what we do at JCPIT. We have a human touch in whatever we do. We take care of every individual as a leader, and we nurture them. And we are on a huge mission, as you know, a mission to impact the lives of 100 million entrepreneurs. We would like, I know that you are part of the team, and we would like to invite our listeners to join us and be part of this game-changing mission, Impact Mission 2030. Our aim is to build a global community of great leaders from 190 plus countries by 2030. You can, if you're interested, you can mail us at contact@gcpit.us or find us on all social media as GCPIT Global. Join us as we come back with another emerging leader to inspire us and share us their perspective on leadership. Till then, this is Aparna Kumar signing off. Thank you once again, Sucheta, for joining us today. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great day.